Alright, let's continue this freaking case. I'm on a horrible mouse right now because someone broke my damn mouse. So great, whatever. It's the suicide note. The suicide note, yes, it's inside the freaking the bear. Yeah, I remember. The suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Inpax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. It seems Celeste Inpax had very beautiful handwriting. And she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Probably. Oh, order! So let me get this straight. He had the suicide note, then freaking lady here, what's her name? Adrian Andrews went to freaking Switzerland, bought him a gift. I guess this is when they were already together, way after he committed suicide. Then he decided, oh yeah, what a perfect place to hide the suicide note, really? I mean, you know, you think about it, he had it somewhere before. Maybe a safe, I think would have been a better idea. Order. Witness, did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. You knew about the suicide note. Great. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. Give me a second. Alright, I'm back. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. So she knew the suicide note was in the bear. Okay. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public. I mean, he was going to make it public the very next day, wasn't he? But I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. Is it slow paced though? So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? Yeah. That's right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? Nope. I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it for her sake. I am deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud, and please take your time, Very well. We are in no rush, we go slow. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Inpax left to us a record of all that had happened to her. Sounds like a very long record, which is good. About being used and then thrown away by On Guard. About being engaged to a corrida and On Guard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided in her despair to end it all. And that's all Miss Inpax had to say. There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. On Guard. Then what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. So you knew this and you still helped him, even though you wanted to destroy the note. What the hell is going on? After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word. Pat On Guard values, above all else, his refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. Celeste's suicide note added to the court record, found inside the figurine. It tells of one guard's horrible misdeeds. It's Unguard's fault that woman killed herself. And this time he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revenge. That what? How terrible, what a selfish person. I guess there are slime ball lawyers out there who will defend these creeps too. Great. There is no room for doubt here. Mr. the killer's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. It's too loud! Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. How am I supposed to escape from this one? By the hesitation, Phoenix. Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know, I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Could have been forged, right? Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry. I am hurrying. Is the music is at 1, bro. The suicide note or the figurine? Which one of these should I pursue? The suicide note. Objection! Could have been a fake one. Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. I think Your Honor believes that Matt and Guard killed in order to obtain this note. Yes, that is correct. But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Corrida until the night of the murder. Yep. If that is the case, I say that Matt and Guard could not have known what was written on this note. Damn true. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. I mean, I was gonna say it's forged, but whatever. Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. I'm right. Order, order, order. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? No opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. Great. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Great. The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. Oh. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. So spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Matt and Guard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And the victim, Juan Corrida, was being spied upon. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt and Guard. Order, order! Ahem, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? You! Don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities. Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You are probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. I do have it. But this camera that I have is not that same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Oh. Using this. Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Matt and Guard's fingerprints were on there? Well, Phoenix. It looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? Yeah. I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ungard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Or do I? Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that man the bad guy killer? Touch, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so nasty. Phoenix. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next? What I'm going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There is a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Well, something he should investigate. I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance to talk about it. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Alright, this time I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? I don't know. Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? Present evidence. I have an objection, Your Honor. No, that's stupid. Huh. That was about the weakest objection I have ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor. The defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You are beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Great. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. Oh? In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So, you're telling me that I forgot something. You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. I must save again. Bottom slot. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. "8 PM for 1 hour. Changes the footage and transmits it. Unguard mansion. Oh, but unguard mansion. Probably the fact that it was only on for 1 hour, right? Take that! Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed of my head. Yep. But I think the item that should be examined is the defense's grey matter. Whoops! Mr. Wright, after this trial is over, I would like to see you in my chambers. I think there are a few things we need to discuss. Yes, Your Honor. Huh. If you are going to speak, at least use your brain to make up something intelligible. Well, what did you forget? I thought the camera is only on for an hour. It transmits the data? I don't think that really makes sense. Picture in the hallway? Something he had to examine. Only Corrida and Andrews knew how to open it. The transmitter, I guess? Oh. What the hell do they mean? Side note? Yeah, it is. It could be forged? Is that what they're going for? That is Miss Impax's suicide note, right? Who knows? Yep. Oh. I mean, yeah, I said this before. I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on this suicide note has yet to be analyzed. Oh. So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impax or not, that has yet to be even remotely confirmed. Damn true. That's what I was saying. But Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting Mr. Wright. Are you saying this suicide note is a fake? Could be. Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Ungard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Objection! He has an objection. Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. I mean, she was the only one who could open it. Objection! But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. And yep. Yep, we got her. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Ungard. I did no such thing. Objection. Right, if you are going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. What do you mean? Get the damn test done, analyze it. We'll wait for a few hours. No. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. I'm right. That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note? It is as the defense has stated. The handwriting has yet to be analyzed. Well, delay. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible. That's impossible. This isn't good, Phoenix. What do you mean? Oh, one more day. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. Oh, I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. Yeah, okay, whatever, but the Gumshoe will find her by that time. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis, my butt. That's just a lawyer trying to buy more time. Unguard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty, 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 great, guilty, guilty, guilty. But, oh, the phone. Finally. What is that sound? It's Gumshoe. 1 second, sir. Hello, Gumshoe. Sigh. What is with him and what's with that sigh? Sigh of relief? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. Did you find Maya at least? I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. Oh, two of them. Okay, she's gone. But the two of them are already gone. That is bad. This is terrible. Yeah, it is terrible. There is a hair on my damn keyboard. I can't pick it up. Hey. I am going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't. We don't have any more. Guilty, guilty, guilty. They're all chanting guilty. Dead. Do you hear that? They are calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edward. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I am about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls afterwards. Oh no. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Take that! He threw the phone to him. Mr. Edgeworth. Please, you've got to buy us some more time. Court is in session. Great. Oh. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but nothing. I am reluctant to do this. However, he's going to give an objection. It appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day. Objection? Come on, Edgeworth. Edgeworth! Yeah! Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? To get the thing analyzed. Yeah! We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. Yay! At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today. I am not sure if this is helping or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. Bro, that was hard. March 23, 2:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Right, well, what's going on with Maya's situation? The killer, it looks like he got away again. 30 minutes, we can't find her in that time. Oh, did they find her? Report. Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time, just spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away. A few things. Can we use any of them as evidence? Ho ho ho! I thought you'd ask, pal. No? I've got the things he left with me right now and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. With my hunk of a junk car, I'd say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright, just get here in one piece. I am on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I am pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Maybe don't. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. Or delay this. What the hell? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me, he's crashed. He crashed, didn't he? No one can stop me. What happened? He crashed. It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. Yeah. No, we can't let that happen. Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Why, oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? He ran every red light. Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? Probably save up there, just so I remember. There is a way. That's right, there is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. The transceiver? Right, we are not in the middle of a mock trial here. I guess this won't work, huh? I guess it's up to me. Alright, I will think of something on my end. Don't get your hopes up too high, but I'll try my best. Did I say something wrong? Edgeworth. What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. Okay, one second. This is not right. There has to be a way. I mean, we know where he is, right? I don't know, man. Transmitter? No. The credit card receipt. I don't see any way. The card? Suicide note? Bro, I don't know what to do, man. The bear. Photo. There has to be a way. Spy camera. We have Mia on the list. We can use Maya to find out. Nope, okay. Six pearls. Nope. Rondo. Bro, I don't think there is a way. There is no way, let's say. Ah, it's no use. I can't think of anything. I see. Something on my end. Look at the hopes up. I'll try my best. Edgeworth, what is it? I don't have to judge anyone. I know my client is guilty. But what I'm doing now, I am pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict. Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They are probably finished with the handwriting analysis already. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. Be continued. I don't know if I did something wrong. There has to be something I could use. Save it down there. I'm going back. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Courtroom, okay. March 23, 2:35 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Probably, but before we continue... No, no, no! Well, shit out of luck now. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? Was it actually not handwriting? It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Inpax's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Inpax herself. It is a fake. Is that really, or are you lying about the results now? Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Inpax, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well, well. Looks like Miss Inpax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about En Garde. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. En Garde could not have known that, and so that fact remains unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory that En Garde had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. The cameras, right? He would know. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. En Garde to not have known it was a fake. The cameras. What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. En Garde knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? So, if that were true, then this means Mr. En Garde would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ah! So then, the defendant knew this suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. En Garde's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. En Garde monitored Mr. Corrida 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. En Garde didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Ah. Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. Ugh. As I figured. Huh? As you figured. As I figured. It came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Ungard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Testimony? Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth shuddering. This is not like him at all. Unusual. Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? Dead? Oh. This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It's Shelley the killer himself. Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself, Mr. Shelley the killer. Great. Oh, Mr. the killer. Wait, Shelley the killer? Is he here? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it is really alright to do this. Very well then, the prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Is he actually here? The radio? Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please. Yep, it's the transceiver. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin. I say. Well, what is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Yeah, obviously he's gonna confess to it because, I mean, he wants everyone to know anyway. He left his card there. And he wants his client to go free. Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. But we will trace it, right? So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. He's gonna get Maya. Yep. I'm so hungry. Maya. A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelly the killer. It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so. Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? I can't believe the radio is shaking too while talking. At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct? It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Gulp. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well, Adrian Andrews, right? This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream. Shelly the killer. What is he going to say? Adrian Andrews, obviously. Witness testimony about my client. There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Great. That's it? That's the testimony? Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. No. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. I mean, I'll try. About my client, cross-examination. I'm literally interrogating a radio. There is something I must first state. Hold it. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your client's... I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry, go on. Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. That's only because you don't know about Maya's situation. Yeah. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. Hold it. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you are testifying in this manner? This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. Come on. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. Accused of murder? I mean, you could mean Adrian Andrews too. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did... yes? That person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough. Please, no more. Very well, it was only a hypothetical anyway. Okay. That is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves, Adrian Andrews. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Hold it there. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. That egomaniacal. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Wait. Somehow that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. Seems very steadfast and closed, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. Again? He already stated everything now. What? Nothing is more important. The trust, efficient manner, identity, roles. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person. I have no trust relation with the client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? No, he's gonna blame Adrian. Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. That is the reason. Oh. Now then, I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client. Don't you agree? Hold it, let's go. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is Adrian Andrews. Adrian Andrews. What?
Objection!
Objection, good. The witness. That's not who you told me it was earlier. Oh. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? Yep, see, I told you. This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. the Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back. I am sure in order to get an audience with this court. Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Matt and Guard, perhaps. Yeah, I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. Grr. Grr, you Telly the Killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt and Guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this with fake evidence. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. the Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Madangard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Beep. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, on guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And on guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Sherry the Killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button donning the nickel samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You, 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 wanted to follow her and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. I know. Mr. Wright. No. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please help me. Oh. Yes, I know the truth. Override it. I wish, like, if I had figured out if there was some evidence he could have used to save Gumshoe, maybe he would have found her already. I don't know. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? We let the trial continue. For now at least. Request the trial continue. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt and Guard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than a guard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Edgeworth and Guard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. Yeah. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I am not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. Oh. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Will it? Because I did not give Gumshoe the right thing for find Gumshoe. Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. the Killer. Right away, Your Honor. He's back. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? How he killed? Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? Oh, he's doing it! Witness testimony about my client part 2. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, One thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. The act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. Okay, I saw no big holes there. This is the most unexpected turn of events for the fifth time now. Yeah, a lot of unexpected things. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Objection!
Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. I will. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness as if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh so beneficial testimony, I suppose. Yeah. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes two of us. But we're actually doing it. Cross-examination about my client part 2. We're just buying time. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client, however. We save. Then I'll see you in the next one.